Well, are you afraid you're raising your child to hate reading? Well, you may be trying your best to get them to sit down and read, but once an argument erupts, well, it's all over.
Yes, this is like our life right now with a 7-year-old at home. Beth Gaskill, former teacher, founder of Big City Readers, joins us now with some simple changes that can help your kids develop a love of books. I need this segment, so I'm glad you're with us today.
Me too.
All right, so let's dive into this because some kids, for them, reading is like, it's a chore. It's like the worst thing in the world. My daughter, it's like, I don't read. I don't want to do it. It's like, she can do it, but she's like, So what do you do? How do you change that?
Well, okay, this is kind of a tricky one, but I have a couple of things.
Okay.
The first thing is, do you read for fun in front of your kids?
Yeah.
Because I think we're quick to assign reading, but who has the time to like actually let their kids see them reading? So that's the very first place to start, is to just stop the battle and just like, you know, it's not going to be a fight. You're just going to read. That's your job, is for you to read in front of them.
Got it.
Model behavior.
Okay,
all right.
very good.
So how do you reassure parents who may be feeling frustrated about that situation, like Corey?
Yes, Corey, this one's for you. So I would say take a deep breath, take a step back. We know that force is always met with resistance. So it's not just you, it's not just your kids. Every child is just automatically wired to push back when we're forcing something. So I am not a big fan of reading logs or getting to that 20 minutes because we are just subtly making our brain think it's something that we can accomplish, but we want reading to be something that we devour. So take away all of the reading logs, all of those things, and just say, yeah, I get it, I'm on your side. And then subtly like play an audiobook in the background or like in the car or something, and just play it casual, like, oh, you like this story? This was just something I was listening to. And, you know, and then we get, oh, there's another story in the series. Well, I guess we should get it. Oh, I guess we read it together now. So we're subtly like tricking them.
Okay, all right. So you have a list of do's and don'ts for parents and kids, and you say don't try and rush them.
Yes. So I don't know where it came from, but everyone thinks the goal is to get to the end of the book. Yeah, that's great if we do get to the end of the book, but when we're rushing to get to the end of that chapter, that page, if you have a baby and you only have, 2 minutes, we're rushing to get to the end, but we're missing so many big opportunities for vocabulary development, sensory images to build, and really to just put ourselves in that story and fall in love with this story. So just read one page and read it slowly and just like think about it like it's like the most delicious piece of cake that you don't want it to end.
Okay, so your first do, though, is to let kids read the same book over and over again. Why is that a good thing?
Well, I like to think about it. For me, I have a favorite TV show, and whenever I'm stressed, it's New Girl. I'm like, I can't focus on a new thing. I want to rewatch, even though I've seen it so many times. So when kids want the same book, it's because they're telling us a few things. One, this is how they feel confident. So they are like, okay, it might be tricky for them, but that book they know how to read, so it's going to make them feel safe and confident. And two, they're probably telling us that that's like their security blanket in that moment. It might be the thing that makes them feel consistent and safe and secure. So don't take away the security blanket.
Okay, here's a personal question for you, because sometimes my daughter, she hates it when I'm reading to her and I'm like pointing to the words as I'm reading. She's like, don't do that, I'm not a baby.
Yes.
So I should stop doing that?
Well, yeah, I would. And so, I like to say you can make Miss Beth the bad guy. You can be like, oh, actually, Miss Beth told me to do this. And I think that kids, especially 7, this is such a crucial time, start to realize they have this thing, like, I'm not a baby, or that's a baby book, and I want the biggest book or the longest book. Like, they want to prove something. So I would say, you're right. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. And let them teach you some things. So you can say, actually, I think you might know some more reading tricks than me. Can you show me what you're learning? And really let them be your teacher.
Okay.
Okay, so another don't, though, is don't limit reading to the same time every day, like at bedtime. Why is that a bad thing?
Well, so especially if you have really little kids, they might associate going to bed with something they don't want to do.
Oh.
So without realizing it, we've made reading an association of something we also don't want to do. So I like to say, keep the books wherever they're visible and like grab them and read for, 10 seconds while you're doing hair before getting out the door or getting in the car or putting their shoes on. Just have them be as accessible as, anything that they do, so they can just reach for the book. It's not just like, okay, bedtime, and then like, oh, we have to stop having all the fun. But no, reading is all the fun.
Okay, and you mentioned this earlier, you get caught in the act of reading. Why is that so helpful?
Yes, so you've probably learned this as a dad, but kids don't do what we say, they do what we do. So the biggest trick actually to raise a reader is to literally just let them see you reading. And so anything, I like to tell parents that I work with, anything you want to hear them say, write that down and you practice saying that. So if you were like, oh, I just want my daughter to be like, please, can I stay up late and read tonight? Then say that to your partner. Say, gosh, I have so much work to do. I wish I could just stay up late and read tonight. Like, have the conversations you want to see your kids having. Say, oh my gosh, please can we wait to watch the show? I just really need to get to the end of this chapter. I just can't wait to hear what happens to this character. Kind of model the things that you're wanting without saying, go read, you're going to fall in love with the book. Just say the things you want to hear them say.
Oh my gosh, I really want to clean my room and then read for like an hour.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to try that. Awesome.
Okay, so Beth, finally, another do. Choose an age-appropriate book. And does it matter if it's an actual physical book or like a Kindle or something?
No, I would say whatever they like to do, follow that lead. Like if they're, and you can do that kind of little trickery, like, okay, fine, you can get a Kindle book, but I guess so today. But giving them options of their age-appropriate books is a really important step in reading. Kids want to choose. So if you pick out, like 10 age-appropriate books and then let them pick from that, they're going to feel so good. They're going to feel confident that they know how to read every book in that option bag that you've given them. So yeah, pick them out, let them choose. It'll be great.
All right, we've got some new tools in the, in the basket in the try. Beth, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, and call me if you need me, bigcityreaders.com.
He'll give you a progress report in about a month.
Great.
For more information on Beth or more reading tips, visit her online at bigcityreaders.com or follow her on Instagram at bigcityreaders.